This is Outdoorstaycations welcoming you to the unofficial 2020 Rod Run held in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Today is Thursday, and as you can see from the traffic building up, this year's Rod Run will not be diminished by the COVID-19 virus. As parking spaces are filled by classic rods, area businesses have employees guarding the precious few parking spaces left for their customers. So later in the video, I'll tell you about one centrally located parking area that might be available for use while you stroll the parkway admiring the classics. Since it's still only Thursday, many of the classics are still not available for display. Their hoods are down, their windows shut, and their trunks are closed. But this 427 Super Sports owner had this one ready. As you can see, classic rods are not the only things for sale on the strip. Throughout this video, you will see several motorcycles, many pickup trucks, and even a classic motorhome. As I explained to you in Wednesday's video, show quality rods are usually displayed at the LaConte Center, easily recognized by their descriptive placards strategically placed near the automobile. This classic owner proudly shows off his rod. I think this is the most unusual carburetor setup I've ever witnessed. Two circular air filters on what I guess would be a 4-barrel carburetor. This rustic Hillbilly Classic is what I consider a staple at Pigeon Forge's Rod Run, as it seems to return every year on display. As you can see from the still in the trunk, this rod must come from the mountains of Appalachia. It makes me wonder, is the moonshine for human consumption, or as the sign explains for hillbilly nitrous, for quick getaways from the law? And yes, even the British are allowed to come to Pigeon Forge to sell their cars. I remember being in school when these cool Trans Ams were introduced, with a large bird decal on their hood. This popular line of automobiles were produced from 1967 to 2002 with 4 generations of coupes and convertibles. I love the paint on this well-kept Chevy 1964 Biscayne. It comes well equipped with a 350 V8 engine, and at $20,000 you can drive it home today. This 1935 Chevy, with the raised blower attached, drew a lot of attention, as you can see from the 2 golf carts parked along its side. As I said earlier, you will also find specialty motorcycles for sale along the strip. I inspected this one carefully and wondered if I could convince my wife to ride in the attached cart while I drove the cycle. What a peaceful drive that could be. Throughout your journey along the strip, you will find many more modern automobiles for sale. This is what makes the Pigeon Forge Rod Run along Route 441 mainly a car sale of classic and modern automobiles. While you're viewing the following classic and modern cars, I should tell you that today's classic car journey began at the Lost Treasure mini golf attraction, and I continued south towards Gatlinburg, ending up almost across from the Old Mill intersection. With Route 441 being so long and my legs so short, I will only cover the areas with the higher density of classic rods. So tomorrow I will begin my journey across the street near the Old Mill intersection and work my way back towards the island. If time permits, I'll hit areas like the Cracker Barrel on Sunday. While you're viewing this well-kept Z28, I'd like to encourage you to visit the Veteran Shop in Pigeon Forge. When visiting the upper floor of the shop, you will find hundreds of hard-to-find t-shirts and hats. I was thrilled to purchase my decorative shellback shirt, and that was earned for crossing the equator, along with a beautiful blue nose shirt for my son-in-law who crossed the Arctic Circle in his sub. Oh, and by the way, tell that old crusty Master Chief that Outdoorstaycations sent you. Well, what can I say? Some of these classics just aren't able to come off their trailers. Oh, what do you think? A fixer-upper? As I promised earlier, there's even a motorhome for sale. This 1973 Yellowstone has been outfitted into a Harley-Davidson themed RV. As you're viewing the following classics, this might be a good time to discuss the traffic in the Pigeon Forge area during Rod Run weekend, along with my following suggestions. Stay out of the right lane going in either direction unless you really want to view the cars. This is the lane that the Pigeon Forge Trolley travels along and has many stops, along with the idea that there are many cars trying to get in and out of parking spaces that will slow you down. If you need to make a U-turn, I suggest that you only do this at traffic lights. Pigeon Forge law enforcers are able to find automobiles blocking intersections, so make sure your auto clears the intersection before the light turns red. Finally, the Route 441 Parkway has two parallel roads, one on either side of the parkway, located about a block off the main road. These two roads will allow you to quickly travel around the main rod display areas. Alright, I've been talking a lot, so now it's your turn. Listen to the music as you see how many classics you can identify, and feel free to comment below. Also, if you're driving to Pigeon Forge for the day, shortly I will be revealing a good parking spot located among the classics. Located next to Cheddar's on Route 441 South, going towards Gatlinburg, there is a large bank called SBC or Superior County Bank. This bank, with its large, oversized side and rear parking lots, are not in business today. Well, I don't know if you can legally park there or not. I have parked there on several occasions and have not had an issue with the local police. This is Outdoorstaycations signing off on our Thursday's Rod Run 2020. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell to ensure that you receive our daily Rod Run video.